Welcome to this week's episode of Olsem Wanem. I'm Florence John Duo. This week we will be placing the spotlight on family planning. With a population growth rate of 3.1% and a fertility rate of 3.8%, family planning is vital. The continuing high population growth rate in which Papua New Guinea's population is growing will have negative implications. The number of children a family has is a major determinant on the health of the mother and generally on the health and education level for the children themselves. The country's family planning policy gives individuals the right to decide on the number of children they want. Planning on the number of children you want will be very beneficial.
PNG has a very good national family planning policy. The national family planning policy says any individual who is in the reproductive age, that is the age between 15 to 49, have the right to decide the number of children that they want to have, the spacing between the children, and therefore access to family planning. So if this policy is implemented across the country, I think that helps the uptake of family planning in the country. But there's quite a lot of work to do in terms of advocacy and awareness and letting people know this is your right, this is your choice, it's your right, and this is the policy. And the government of PNG, the National Department of Health, everyone is supporting you to make that choice for you. So there's a lot of awareness and advocacy work that we need to do.
PNG's maternal and infant mortality rate is one of the highest in the region.
Every country needs family planning, not just for population growth or for health purposes, but it is a good choice. It's a good decision that an individual or a couple can make. And in PNG, if you look at our health indicators, there's very high maternal mortality rate, there's a child mortality rate, and there's teenage pregnancy, which is very high. About 22% of the teenage girls fall pregnant while they're teenagers, and it is quite likely that they will drop out from the school. And then the population growth. If you look around, we all see that families have very high number of children, like sometimes even 15 in some of the rural areas.
The high population will also have implications on the development of a country, as development initiatives must be human development centric, but within a paradigm of balance and sustainability, as well on the resources we have available.
So we have to make sure that our population growth is matching with our economic growth in the country. If we cannot match that, if that is not in par, of course there is a concern because the government or the resources of the country cannot support the growth of the people or the well-being of the people, and cannot make sure that their education or the health or shelter, the basic facilities or basic needs are met. And for most of these concerns, family planning is the best answer, I would say, because it's the most economical, efficient, and the effective way of managing many of these challenges in a country.
Marie Stopes PNG has been driving the advocacy, awareness and services for family planning around the country. One area of focus is creating awareness on family planning among adolescents.
One of the key areas that we are actually focusing on is our adolescents. The age group that we are referring to is between, let's say, 14, 15 to 19. It is very common, it is universal that is the age that people, humans, get sexually active. But we are not kind of ready to accept that fact. It is quite normal that children get sexually active in that age. Not necessarily they're having a sexual activity, but it could be that they're interested in a girl or a boy and obviously experience something new. So in many cultures, what we talk about it, they should not do it. Teenagers should not do it. But I think the message should be, it is very normal if you're having that need to experience it, it is normal. But if you want to do it, you have to make sure that yourself and whoever your partner, your girlfriend or boyfriend, is safe, they're protected, so that by experiencing, just by this experiencing, you end up falling pregnant and having to stop achieving your dreams or having to drop out from school. So one of the focus areas that we are really working on is the adolescence group.
After the break, Maristopes PNG field workers tell us of their experiences of when they go out into communities to either create awareness or provide family planning services to the people. The general situation in Papua New Guinea where family planning or sexual reproductive health is concerned, it is still seen as a taboo topic or a very sensitive matter to be openly discussed. Maristopes field workers give us an insight on what they come across whilst out in the fields.
There's challenges, like it's not, it can be easy sometimes, but sometimes it will, take time for people to absorb the information on family planning because, when you talk about family planning and sexual reproductive health, it's a sensitive issue. So, most people will not take it easy because of the taboos and all these traditions and cultures. So it's, depend on people. And it also depends on how we relay information on family planning to them in the villages.
My name is Nilfons Wawaru. I'm the outreach coordinator for Maristopes. I'm based in Southern Islands. I work as a contract worker with the Olsem Foundation in providing family planning services in Southern Islands, especially around the project impacted area in Kutubu. Because it's a new service that is being provided in Kutubu, especially in the Kutubu area. Firstly, it's a bit difficult because it's a sensitive issue as well, where people in the area that they've built so much beliefs, customs on certain issues, and one of them is family planning, that they believe that it's very sensitive, and when we go and talk about family planning to them, it's kind of takes time for them to really know what we are trying to get to them.
It is not all smooth sailing for these field workers as they carry out their job in different parts of the country, coping to the diverse cultures and beliefs we have.
Most of them in the remote part, they speak language. For Tokpisin, it's slowly going in, but those who have access to town areas, they didn't know a little bit of Tokpisin, but the ones in the village, they can. So it makes it difficult for us to bring the message down to their level. So we try to utilize people who know Tokpisin, so they can try to translate it, bring it down to their language, layman language, so they can understand. Yeah. And the other challenge is low literacy level. That's one. Yeah. A lot of them have not really gone that far in the area of education, so the understanding is a bit shallow. So when we try to bring information, they're still taking time to grasp the information that we are giving. So we understand that, we don't push them, we just keep on being patient with them, trying to get the information out so they can understand. Yeah.
There are a number of challenges that Marie-Stopes PNG faces in terms of family planning. One of them being cultural beliefs, faith-based beliefs, and the biggest one would be the misconceptions about the methods that we do provide. And this is mostly because of the implant. A lot of the women come back to the clinics asking to get their implants removed because they're experiencing some health issues. These issues aren't because of the implant, it's just because they are sick or unwell, and when they do come forward, we give them the right advice to seek proper medical treatment.
One area most Papua New Guineans still have to get right and understand is that family planning is not only for women. It takes a man and a woman to conceive a child. Therefore, a man must also be educated about family planning. Family planning is everyone's business and should involve both genders.
For me, when I started with Marie-Stopes, now that you're family, my perception was like that. I thought, oh, it's a women thing. But then when I started getting involved in this job, then I found out that it's not just a woman's job, it's a man's job, because man is also affected in this family planning thing. If a man doesn't plan properly with the women, how many children they want to have it, when to stop. In the long run, the men will also be affected, and that's the message I was getting across to the rural community as well. It doesn't affect the town people only, I said. It affects the village, you guys here in the village as well, because when you have a lot of children, you want to make a lot of gardens as well, I said. And when you start to make gardens, there's a tendency that you will cross over to somebody's land, and then that's where dispute comes. So men also plays an important role in the family planning as well. It's kind of a thing that it's discussed between the women, and they come to a consensus, okay, we want this number of children, we want to have it this time. So they don't get it too close, and then the men will also be stressed because you will start to look for land to make garden for the children. You will start to look for money to buy clothes for the, and not just a woman's job. So I believe it's men plays a very big part in this family planning thing. Yeah.
Family planning, it's not only for female. You know, most times when we go out for outreach and doing awareness, public awareness, when we talk about family planning, men think that family planning is only for female. But I think family planning is for everyone. It's not only for female. Family planning includes father, mother, and children.
People being aware of family planning and sexual reproductive health will benefit the country as a whole.
We believe that if information is accurately given using the layman language in a simple term where they could understand, then I believe that information can empower them to make choices, informed choices. Because if we just come and just give information just using technical terms and all this, then I don't think they'll get the picture. But when we start to use simple language and the words that we use must be applicable to them. So when they begin to understand, then they start to make informed choices.
When we return after the short messages, we highlight the importance of imparting family planning information to young adults. PNG has the biggest population in the Pacific Island countries, with a population growth rate of about 3.1%. According to a report by the United Nations Population Fund in PNG, every 25 years our population doubles. We are witnessing many teenage pregnancies, hence a key group of Papua New Guineans whom have been left out when it comes to family planning and sexual reproductive health education are our adolescents. This group of young people have to be aware of this so they can make better choices in life which will not have a negative impact on their education journey or life in general.
My name is Nikita Abel and I am an intern with Marie Stopes PNG. Personal development is already part of the PNG curriculum. However, it is taught more as a science. There should be more stress on behavioral change, psychological changes, because these hormonal changes in an adolescent is normal. I feel that adolescents should feel that it is okay to go to their families to talk about these issues and for them to seek advice from people like Marie Stopes.
Young men and women are encouraged to seek either it be advice or services provided for family planning, and it is not something to be ashamed of.
I have the implant. I got the implant when I started university. I was 18. I wanted to complete my university without an unwanted pregnancy. I encourage young adults and adolescents to come forward and seek family planning. I feel that it's empowering. I know that I can finish my university without unwanted pregnancies, and I feel that everyone should have the same opportunity. It gives me the power over my own body, and it gives me the choice of when I can have children, when I want children.
Marie Stopes PNG has reached thousands of Papua New Guineans, providing information and family planning services to them, and they plan to increase their clients this year.
Annually, in our program, we see more than 40,000 clients. In all the provinces that we work and through clinics or outreach channels. And we are going to increase that to up to 60,000 or 70,000 from this year, and we are very hopeful that we will be able to do that. So that's the total number of clients that we see, and depending on the population in the province and the acceptance of family planning in the province or in the locality, the number of clients that would turn up at a clinic or outreach could be very different. The provinces where we have been for quite some time, like NCD, Eastern Highlands, Western Highlands, Morobe, we do see quite a number of clients turning up for our services voluntarily. And the other new provinces like Western or Central or Madang, it's a bit low, but we do see the numbers are increasing. And then we take the services to outreach, and with awareness, there's a lot of people who are making this good choice for themselves.
Parents are also encouraged to openly speak of the importance of family planning with their children in homes, as parents are the first teachers.
A young boy or a young girl, you can become a mother or father some 5 or 6 or 7 years or so. You can be a mother or father. So it's good for father and mother in a home to talk about sexual reproductive health and family planning to their children. So when they grow up, they have the message already, and when they want to start a family planning is in their head.
Join us after the break as we bring to your attention the 3 types of family planning methods: the short-term, the long-term, and the permanent methods.
My name is Rosalita Opa. I am the Highlands and Southern Regional Manager for Marie Stopes Papua New Guinea, working at the support office in Port Moresby. I will be explaining the type of family planning methods that we, Marie Stopes Papua New Guinea, provide to the general population. There's 3 types of family planning methods: the short-term methods, the long-term family planning methods, and the permanent method. We have our choice kit here, and that contain all the methods that we provide to the general population. The short-term methods are the male and female condoms. We have our male condom here and the female condoms here. Another short-term methods are the oral contraceptive pills and the Depo-Provera injection. The oral contraceptive pill, you get it daily, once daily for every month. The Depo-Provera injection is administered to female every quarter. So you return to the health facility every quarter to have this family planning.
Sometimes the male condom breaks in the process that can result to pregnancy. Oral contraceptive pills are taken every day by the woman and must not be missed. If she misses a day, she is likely to get pregnant. The third short-term method is the Depo-Provera. The Depo-Provera is an injection that is administered to women every 3 months. Women travel to health facility every 3 months to get another dose. However, due to the geographical location and the accessibility to reach a health facility, some may not be able to get their dose, putting them at risk of becoming pregnant.
The long-term methods that we have is the intrauterine device, where we insert in female and it can last up to 10 years. The other method that is also long-term is the implant. It is inserted in a female's upper arm and it protects the female from getting pregnant for up to 5 years.
The intrauterine device, or IUD, is a non-hormonal method where it is inserted through the woman's cervix into the woman's uterus to prevent the male sperm to travel up to meet the woman's ovary to fertilize it. It is a reliable method and it will take up to 10 years to protect a woman from unwanted pregnancies. The other long-term method is the implant. Implants are just like pills but contain slow-releasing hormones that acts up to 5 years. It is inserted into a woman's upper arm and it stays there until it expires. Or if the woman wants to have a baby, she can go back to the center to have it removed. Both methods are reliable and reversible.
The two permanent method is the tubal ligation for female, whereby the fallopian tube that is carrying the egg from the ovary to the uterus is cut and tied. And that is a permanent method from which it is irreversible. For male, it is called non-scalpel vasectomy. And it is the same procedure whereby the tube that is carrying the egg is also cut and tied. These family planning methods that we provide to the general population, it prevents a female from getting unwanted pregnancy, but it does not prevent you from getting HIV or STI. You are still exposed to that. So always use a dual protection, and that is to use condom when having sex.
And that brings us to the end of this week's program. If you have any comments or stories you would like to share with us, please send us an email via the address now showing on your screen or visit our Olsem Wanem Facebook page. Until next week, I'm Florence John Duo on behalf of the entire Olsem Wanem team. Thank you for watching and have a pleasant evening.